Hello, how is everybody? How we doing? Welcome to Beavis Crafty Corner. I am better known as Els, and we are working on the viewer's choice because I let my viewers and the members of my Facebook group decide what we're going to be doing, and they have chosen. I'm going to put this dang roll of tape away. It's driving me crazy. Um, they have chosen the Bee Journal. Dum, dum, dum. The Bee Journal. That's right. We're doing a Bee Journal. Um, this is not going to fit anywhere in here. We'll make it fit. There we go. Okay. It's like Changa. All right. So we are doing a Bee Journal. Yesterday we managed to get 3 signatures selected and put together, A, B, and C. This is A, this is B, and C is the one that I do off camera, and I have to be honest, it's done. So, I was bored yesterday. So we have a lot of digitals here from a couple of different varieties, a couple of different sets. We have a lot of stickers, and we have some Temu paper, and if at all possible, when I got the Temu paper, if I found that it was a digital on Etsy, I went ahead and bought that as well. So we have a whole bunch of stuff. We have some goodies, lots of goodies, and then we have some ephemera that we've made in advance of this. So we have a lot of stuff to work with, and we're going to get started on A today. But before we do that, I wanted to talk about this. So this originally, I was going to use this as a cover for the Bee Journal. But then I said, you know, I don't want all of this. It's too much. I just want 2 of them. So, and it's too dark, you know. When you put this in there, it becomes too dark. So, I am redoing this. Not exactly the same, but I'm going to be redoing this cover. I might sell this one. I don't know. And so I've spent the morning making some book cloth. I have some black for the spine. And then I have this for, it's going to be the cover. So basically it's going to look like that. So let's see who's in the room. We'll say hi to Arlene. Hello to Miss Michelle. So we're going to get started on this. I'm not worried about creep on this one. I thought about cutting that off, but if I cut it off, we kind of lose the integrity. What I might do is lose it on the inside. I might pull it in a little bit. This is our centerpiece. So let's lose it on the inside. Okay, so this is, it's already a signature page, but we're going to remake the signature. Because we wouldn't see that anyway, because it would be, you know, caught up in the binding kind of thing. So we're just going to remake this page. I'd rather lose it on the inside than the outside. You know what I mean? All right, so glue. If it works, it was working fabulously about 10 minutes ago. Okay. Ow. All right. Now let's put this back in and see what we did. What did we accomplish? It's in where it needs to be. Okay. So we're going to work on this part today. And I'm going to be putting the book together after. I thought about doing this, but I will tell you the adjustments that I'm making to the book. So our spine is now 2 1/4. This is Tyvek's. This was another spine, and I pulled it apart because I put it together wrong. So I cut this down to 2 1/4, which is going to allow me to use 3/4 of an inch spines, which will open them up just a little bit. So I'm going to have 3/4 of an inch here, and then a spine, and 3/4 of an inch here and spine. And then that way I can put 3 signatures in, and I'll have a little bit more room for them. And then I'll only have 2 flips, but I'm also going to put a flip on both the front and back cover. Small flips, not big ones, little ones. You'll see. It'll be different. Okay. She sent me. Okay, this morning I wake up and what do I get? I get a text message from her that is basically die cut Hello Kitties. And she's like, I made a present for you. And I asked her if she cut her finger when she did it because I want to make sure there's no DNA for the body, you know. All right, so we're going to use this, and it's very white. So we're gonna take this somewhere, as it's very white. And although I don't like white, I don't mind white paper. I just want to make sure that it's not overly white. So I'm going to come in first with this, which is this is the wild honey. We'll do both sides. And then I'm just going to come in on the edge of it with some walnut. And I think it just kind of really lightens it out a little bit. You guys really can't see it very well, but it's fantastic, trust me. Okay. So that, and then we'll do the inside as well. It might cause me trauma. You never know. I might end up in some kind of psych ward trying to kill people. You just never know. Hello, kitty. Hello. With a dauber, nonetheless, right? Try to kill people with a dauber. It'll be fun. It'll be fun, they said. add our brown. Yeah. Just getting started. My arm's already tired from all of this. God, I'm getting old. I'm like, I'm tired. I need a nap. I need a nappy. All right. So now we've taken it from stark white to this, which is much nicer. And I think it looks a lot warmer on the backing here. So I'm okay with that. Great. Now I'm dizzy. Okay. We'll clean that up in a minute. All right. So now we need to start decorating this. Now this is A. So this is our very first, like when you open the book, this is the first thing you're going to see. So what are we going to do with it? If I know. No idea. Nobody, nope. Dosh, don't know. Yeah. What can I say? You know, Arlene lives dangerously. You know? All right. So we need something that, like, I don't know, like stands out or like tells everybody what this is. I have no ideas. Hi, Christine. We're talking about Arlene's imminent demise. All right, I'm going to trim this off and we're going to put this on there. Hi, how are you? Can I help you? You just, see, you lay in the kitty cave and you take a nap and then you wake up and it's like, then I must pay attention to you? Why is this? What rule says that I have to be, affectionate to you on your schedule? I know it's in the kitty handbook someplace, isn't it? Yeah. It's written in Pausian, and only you can read that in this house. I have news for you. I think Ginger's eaten enough cat treats she could read it too. She would tell me. Okay, reality is you just want food. You don't want affection, you just want some food. Why you have to have the one that I dole out and not the kind that's in your bowl, I don't understand. It's the same thing. It is. It's the same thing, buddy. I put your cat food in that treat container and call it treats. I know. It's because mommy gives it to you. Ah. Yeah, because cat, that's why. We're not going to go over the top here, but we're going to put a little bit of this yellow ink. See, I'm like that. It's yellow. We're using yellow and brown on this. Caesars. Must have Caesars. Need that. And this. Okay. All right. Let's see if we can get this off of here. Bees, 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 bees. Just like witches and black masses. Hey, Steffi G. You can't outrun me, honey. I got a V4. I have a 4-cylinder. I'll catch you. I could bring my chair. We could have races. See how fast we can get Buggy to run. Push faster. Yeah, I got rid of my electrical. I didn't use it enough, and the battery I kept having to replace the battery. Okay. First page. Hey, Michelle, by the way, last night I finished that section, that signature. All the way. Okay. Do, 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 do. I was bored yesterday. Yep. Yippity yip yip. I was bored. And she was at the doctor, so it's not my fault. What am I going to do? Randomly reach out to one of y'all on Facebook and go craft with me? No. I'm bored. Entertain me. No, I do that to Michelle. Tried Rose, but she didn't answer. I don't know if I like this or not. No, I don't. Need something in the background. Don't know what it is. I'll figure it out. Nope, that's not it either. Where do you use this? I don't know. It's just a piece left over from a pocket or something. Could you cut a crookeder line? Nope. Yeah, sure I could. So I've been up since 7:45 this morning because I had to redo that. It was driving me crazy. That cover was driving me nuts. Hey, Roseanne, you made it. I went to bed at midnight last night. I actually got in bed at midnight. It was impressive. I got in the shower at 11:45. took a nice hot shower so it would help me sleep. And I climbed in my bed. Woke up this morning, my hair was trying to attack me. It was all over the place. It's like, oh, I got to learn that lesson eventually, Don't go to bed with wet hair. You wake up in the morning and it wants to attack you. I don't know, maybe I put this way. We're putting it this way. Why? Because I can. It's mine. I'm making it. I'm designing it. I want it there. Oh, yeah. We cool. So my daughter just finished redoing her backyard. It was like 20 grand. She put in an above ground pool because she can't have an in-ground pool in her housing area. So she's an above ground pool, and then it's gated off. And then she has a bunch of artificial grass because you can't put grass in Vegas anymore. If it's not there, you can't put it in. So they're even trying to limit like seed sale, grass seed sale for people to reseed their grass. They're trying to limit that too. But so she put in artificial grass, and then she has a dog run area, and then she has some rock, but it's not like, it's like really fine rock, so you can actually walk on it. It's like river stones, but they're white, so they don't get too hot, and you can walk on them because they're not all jaggy. And then she has, pathways and stuff. And she has a little barbecue with an outdoor kitchen outside, and really nice. She did a really nice job with it. She designed it herself and with the designer, and she did a really nice job with it. But now I never get to see my grandkids because they're always at her house playing in her pool. So Mike and I were talking the other day. We're going to get one of those galvanized steel water troughs for farms, that's like 8 feet. We're going to put it in the backyard. It's like 3 feet deep, 8 feet across. We're going to put it in the backyard. We're going to cut a couple of holes in it, put a pump into it. We're going to paint the inside with that rubberized marine paint. And then we're going to make a pool in the backyard. So maybe we have a chance of seeing our grandkids. No grass because, it's a desert out there. Actually, with all the fountains and the grass and everything that got put in around here, we ended up getting a lot of humidity. And there's nothing worse on this planet than 115 degrees with 80% humidity. But with all the pools and the grass and the fountains and everything else that goes on around here, water features and stuff. Plus, then on top of that, you have people that put in misting systems so that when they're outside, they get misted, which really just gets you wet. Our humidity has gone through the roof. We have literally changed the type of heat we have. So everybody used to go, oh, well, it's a dry heat. It's not that bad. And it used to not be that bad. But then, the strip has water features everywhere. And those water features evaporate into the air. And so we end up with all that water, excuse me, turning into humidity. Yeah, so much fun. This is going to be a pain in the booty. Aha. So, yeah. Because you got golf courses. I don't know. We must have 40 golf courses over here. You've got all these golf courses, and the golf courses all have water features. Then all the casinos have water features. Hi, Miss Jamie. Yeah, I have grass in my backyard, but there's been grass in my backyard since this house was built 35, 40 years ago. Well, this house was built in the 80s. So 45 years ago, give or take. Late 80s, early 90s. Can I help you? Oh, God. Hold on. He went outside and left the dog. The dog's crying. Come on. I think you're crying. Oh, they're kerfuffling. Daddy left me. So yeah, we have water issues, but they can't say anything about my grass. They tried. I kind of like this, but I mean, what the hell do you do with that? I don't know. Like, I got a couple of frames in here and I like the frames, but what the hell do you do with that? I don't know. Use that at some point. All right. Well, yeah, I mean, now, oh, it's gotten bad, Roseanne. I live up off of, like, I am Summerlin adjacent. I like to live right on the edge of Summerlin. And so Cheyenne, Rampart area, that area of town, you know how they had the canals in there? They made them take all the grass out. Literally, they're only allowed to have like 3 feet of grass from the canal out. And all the rest of the grass that's over there, they made them pull it. Yeah, up on the northwest side. And they tried to pull all the grass out of the dog parks. They pulled a lot of grass areas out of Floyd Lamb. They pulled a lot of grass out of, like, if you had a business and you had like an office park and you had grass like at the front, they made you take it out. You had until July of last year to get it out and rockscape, because they're trying to get rid of it. Even around the hospitals, where they around the outside of the parking areas, they on the main street, they always had the little grass area. They took those out too. Yeah, it's almost becoming a tropical, as opposed to a desert. It's almost becoming a tropical. Now, like Arizona, see, people think that Nevada and Arizona are the same, but they're not. It's 2 totally different deserts, 2 totally different types of deserts. Arizona is actually a living desert, where Nevada is not. This is a dry desert. And Las Vegas actually means some kind of the actual meaning of Las Vegas has to do with there was a natural spring here. And that is where kind of the town kind of grew up around that. It was like in the desert, this was a place where you could stop and water your horses. And then, it kind of grew up around that. But now it's gotten so wet here that it's converting. The kind of desert we have is converting, and I think it's starting to turn into a living desert, which is kind of sad because Joshua trees don't grow in that. And one of the things we do have here is Joshua trees. So those will only be in the high desert now. Yeah. You got to go where they are. My grandkids are here. That's the only reason Mike and I stay here right now, is because we still have grandkids here. And, Miss Lily is still young. Buggy's 13. And then Lily is like 8 or 9. So, we have to stay here until our grandbabies are old enough to be able to come visit us. Like, I wouldn't want to put my grandkids on a plane as kids. They honestly, the reason that people used to come here was because if you had asthma or any kind of, chest things as far as your lungs and stuff, doctors used to actually recommend for people to come here because it was dry and it made breathing a whole lot easier. But now it's gotten to where it's not like that anymore. You can't come here if you have lung ailments and expect to, that it's going to make everything all better, because it's not. It has gotten very wet here. And the health benefits that used to be involved no longer apply. Excuse me. But I will give you this: if you've got arthritis or something along those lines, I came here because of my back. I just want the bee out of here. And where's my little one? Here it is. Okay. All right, let's see. I just want this bee. So, like, people came here because you had heat. When I moved here, it was because I broke my back in 3 places. And I lived in Southern California, and it's very moist there, obviously. And didn't live there by choice. That's where my mom lived, and my mom was sick. I had to take care of her. And it was just more convenient to live there than it was to live in the desert, because I lived in Arizona before this. And I came here in I broke my back in 98. And I came here in 99. And when I came here in 99 for the first time, we came on vacation, sort of a working vacation. My husband at the time worked for Chuck E. Cheese. and they needed a manager to come down here because the manager was having surgery or something and was going to be out. And they had to have a general manager in the store. And my husband was a general manager, so they asked him if he would be willing to come down here, because it's actually below Los Angeles. If he would come down here to take that store for like the 6 weeks that this guy was going to be laid up. My husband was like, yeah, sure. Okay. So he came out here and they put him up in a hotel, and like one of those residence hotels. And then he was out here for a couple of weeks, and he was like, why don't you come out and bring the kids and, go swimming and hang out. And, I miss you guys. And we were like, okay. So I drove out here, and about the third day I was here, I realized I could do just about anything I wanted to. My back didn't bother me. I could swim. I could walk. I walked the whole damn strip. Back home, I was lucky if I could get to the mailbox, without it bothering me. So he put in for a transfer. He said, well, if this works for you and it makes you feel better and it helps your back, let's just move here. And I was like, I don't know. He's like, no, really. And he's not a gambler, and neither am I. I'm not a gambler. I'm a winner. Yeah, that's an issue. But so he put in for a transfer, and the GM that had gone out for surgery milked it out for the maximum amount of time and then said, well, I'm not coming back. So my ex-husband took over that store permanently, and the company paid to move our stuff out here. And so we moved out here, and the rest is history, as they say. Moved out here in April of 2000, and bought my house, my first house out here. And I've been here ever since. So I've been here for just about 25 years now. My kids, specifically my daughter, begged me when we moved here because I did a lot of moving. She was just getting into high school, and she was like, Mom, please, just let me finish high school in one school. And I said, okay. Of course, she never did finish high school, but by time I was ready to leave, my son started high school, and he was like, no, I get to go to one school, Mom. So I stayed for that. And then he was in his senior year when I met Mike. And Mike had just recently moved here with his kids. And yeah, there's just always been something preventing me from leaving. Bye, Roseanne. And so, I've been stuck here forever. And now we're trying to decide where we want to retire. So this is one of the little paper clips we made. Let's put it on here. Why not, right? Let's do it right on the side. Maybe. I don't know. We'll figure it out. For now, we're sticking it there. I don't know if that's where it's going to live, but that's where it is for now. And then We're going to put some flowers on the bottom here. Wow. No haircut for you. I feel you. I do. We all know that I have a haircutting saga. Well, I'm sorry that your stylist died on you. That sucks. Had it happen. It's shitty. And then you don't know what to do. And then you got to try and audition new ones. Then you end up taking your daughter with you to the salon so people survive. You get stylists that come in with their scissors and go because they're afraid to cut your hair. Yeah, it sucks more for her. Tennessee's not far from Big Brain Boy. Nothing is too far from Big Brain Boy. I could live in Canada and it still wouldn't be too friggin' far. I could live back over in Ireland and it still wouldn't be too far. Because if Big Brain Boy called me and said, Mommy, I would be there in a heartbeat. They'd be getting that Concorde out of freaking retirement. I've made that trip on the Concorde. It's cool. A Flowbee. Oh my God, I remember the Flowbee. Oh shit. That was so funny. And they always showed the guy getting his haircut with the Flowbee that sucked up the hair, but he always had that cape ring thing on, that caught your hair at the bottom. How good was the Flowbee? Apparently not that good. Oh my God. Okay. All right. Now we have one bee in here in this pack. And I want to use it, so we're going to pull it out. I don't know where we're putting it. Let's see. It's kind of cartoony, So maybe we'll put it on something as part of the ephemera. But I am going to put it over here where I can see it because, come over there, because I want to make sure that I do use it. And there it is. He's hanging right in front of me. Memphis is a cesspool. Is Memphis the Los Angeles of Tennessee? Okay, yeah, we're all old. We just showed our age, okay? We're all like, Flowbee! All right, we're going to get this off of here because it's interrupting at this point. Damn it, I sprung a leak. Hold on. Because I'm such an adult. I'm going to send some of these to Mari for Zola. Because I am such an adult. Put my boo-boo ticket on. Okay. I'm going to put some ink on here. All right. See, I liked this 10 seconds ago. Now, not so much. Okay, somebody explain this to me. Detroit and DC. Oh, God. Wow. Okay, so I got this. Yeah, there it is. I got this digital, and it had these little tickets. And I was like, that's cool. Except, you see that? When they printed out, the tip of this wing was on this one, and the other wing was on another one on the other side. Why did they do that? Why? Why, I ask? What in the hell? Here it is. See that right there? That is the tip of this wing. Why? Why? Do they do it just to irritate the crap out of people? Is it intentional? Is it accidental? Do they not know what they're doing? Because personally, I think it's intentional. I think they're like, watch, we're going to screw with them. Let's put this shit right here. Somebody, some weirdo. Ooh, he's cute. But it's like, come on, people, get it together. To heaven, unless it's your heaviness. Michelangelo. Okay. Thought that said Maya Angelou. I was going to say, so. Yeah, that. Okay. Maybe something in there we can use. We were going to cut this, but you know, we got that. So, okay, let's see. Put that over there like that, and there, and then this one here. No, don't like that. Okay. We got these. I haven't even looked at these. Let's take a look. Oh, I like that. All the different honey. It's got stuff, and then there's like a picnic, and like, ooh, I don't know what the hell. Hornets? I don't know. Mells? Oh, look at the little honeycomb house. That's cute. Okay. We got bees on a donut. A bee on a comb. And like a present. Those are cool. Okay, we're going to use those. But not right now. We're going to use these right now. Only I don't know what don't judge me. Okay. Nope. All right, let's see. I might use this Michelangelo quote because it's really cool. Maybe not going to use that. We might use this instead. Yeah, we're going to use this instead. Okay, here we go. Where's my tweezers? Tweezers. These are really old, by the way, these stickers. They are like Sandy Lion back in that day. So I'm making sure that I put glue on them because the adhesives are pretty much shot. All right. So I'm going to put this on here. This is going first. I didn't ink it. I need a third hand. Somebody? Anybody? There. Hi, Jersey. I'm telling you. Ugh. And then like these. First off, if you print this on paper, it's too thin to actually use. So you put it on cardstock. But then on cardstock, this stuff is too heavy to put in. And then the pocket becomes so damn big, you can't use it anyway. So I end up printing these, and then I have to cut these all off. This is my antique walnut, by the way. That is to say that it was antique photo, and my dumbass re-inked it with walnut. Because I'm a dumbass. All right. Now, this needs Tagarini. Tagarini or a Journaly Cardi. We're going to go with a little one. Yeah, okay, that's good. All right, now we have a nice big page. What are we going to do over here? No freaking idea. Nope, no idea. Here we go. Let's open some paper and see what we got. A couple pieces in it. That has absolutely nothing to do with bees. Although the flowers are kind of cool. We get this guy. That guy. It's a bee. It's a big bee. I do like this. Get rid of that part and fussy cut this out. That would be a cool pocket. Okay, we're going to put that over there. This one. This could be 2 pockets. I'll keep one of those out. Okay. Over there. Let's semi-fussy cut this. Like I just want to rough it out, you know? Well, nobody call the crafting police on me. I know. I'm misbehaving. Using big scissors to fussy cut. Like, I don't even know that I want it to be a pocket, just like a corner accent. All right, let's just ink around this. Let me get the out so we can come in here. Get that on there, and then we'll come back and hit it right along the edge a lot darker. Makes it look like that. Haven't heard from Sandy today, which could mean a few things, like, you know, her and her sister could have killed each other. That's pretty typical for them. Or they may have killed her sister's husband and they're trying to figure out where to hide the body. Excuse me, this is YouTube. They may have unalived him. Police patrol? No, don't call the cops on me. Honest, I'll never do it again. To this piece of paper. See, I don't even want it to be a pocket. I just want it to be like there, you know, like just an edge. And then we need something up here. And it's not going to be this castle. It's something up here. It'll come to me. All right, I'm going to put this up here, and this is going to be a tuck. That's what we're going to do. So there, and here. We're just going to make it a tuck. Watch. Doop. I know. They're words, people. I get it. Words have power. I absolutely believe that. Words have power. You put words out there into the world, those words can and will affect people. However, I really do love this stuff. The damask, I love it. All right. But saying dead, murdered, killed, sexual assault, rape, those words, those are power words. Those are words that convey the actual. I can't stand it when I'm sitting there and I'm watching a video, especially like a true crime video. And they go, well, the perpetrator unalived his wife. No. No. Say what it is. He killed her, you know? Just say what it is and be done with it. Yeah. I was watching true crime the other day. And it was a story. And it was actually many years ago. I was watching America's Most Wanted. I used to watch that with my son. It was like our thing. Every Friday night, boom, we were in front of the TV. We used to joke and say that we were looking to see if we could find any of our relatives. It probably wasn't a joke. But, you know, we would sit there and we would watch America's Most Wanted. And there was a story on there about hey, Buffy. Um, there was a story on there about a guy who owned a motorcycle shop, and he had been found murdered in the shop. Everybody loved this guy. He was pillar of the community. You know, it made absolutely no sense that somebody would have killed him. And so they had done a spot on him on America's Most Wanted, like for information. If you have information that could lead to the arrest, we'll give you a $10,000 crime or what, this is the crime. We're looking for the perpetrator. For years, nobody came forward. Nobody knew anything. Now, fast forward about 10, 15 years, and they arrested a guy who was a serial killer. And this case was quite famous. He was a real estate developer, very high IQ, and he had some property, and he had gotten a couple to come out there so that he could get them to do some work on his property. And he shot the guy and then chained her up in one of those cargo container type things. And he was assaulting her on a pretty regular basis. And people started looking for them. And they found out that their cell phone, like the last place it dinged was on his property and this, that, and the other. And so they went out there with a search warrant. They found the box, opened it up, found her in there. She told him that he shot her boyfriend and some other guy, and she witnessed it. And so they went and they got him, and they brought him in and they were questioning him. And he admitted that he shot the guy at the motorcycle place 15 years before because he went in there to buy a motorcycle and he didn't like the bike he got and they were making fun of him. So he went back later and shot the guy. He left thousands of dollars just sitting there on the desk. He didn't take the money or anything. He just shot the guy. That's what made it such a weird case. Maybe. So when they're explaining this whole thing, like they're not saying he sexually assaulted her. It's indecently assaulted or SA'd. Well, indecently assaulted, that could be he flashed her. He touched her breast. It does not give the full impact of what he did. And to me, I think that it cheapens YouTube as a a creative outlet or a informational sharing outlet, that you can't say those things in that context without losing money, because they take away your monetization for that video if you use words other than unalived, SA'd, indecently assaulted. And I think that's wrong. I think that they should be allowed to report it as it is. If that's the kind of channel that they are and they report on those types of things, then they should be allowed to report on those types of things. Come out of there. I never want to come out. Just saying. But then go over to the gaming channels, and on the gaming channels, they say all kinds of stuff. They're monetized, but they get away with it because it's stuff that gets said in the game. A lot of those games, the NPCs will make those comments, and so they get away with it. I'm going to put this one down here. And they get away with it by putting in the comments something along the lines of, I don't own the background voices or whatever, and not responsible for. And they actually get the most lucrative commercials because the game companies pay big money. So, yeah, stop pooping on my parade, man. You stupid people. Which is kind of why I never want to have this channel be monetized, because as far as I'm concerned, it's a bit hypocritical. Okay, it's a lot hypocritical. I have a whole bunch of words. I just can't find them. This one will work. So, as I'm just saying, as far as like what is allowed, not allowed, if somebody is, and a lot of these channels that they do this to, there's one, it's called Crime Watch, I think is the name of the channel. And this guy just reports cold cases. Evil Intention's another one. He just reports on like solved cold cases and stuff, and like serial killers and things like that. But they're not allowed to say that. Oh, well, yeah, that's it's going that way. But, and I'm not saying that, people should be able to say or do whatever they want. But the thing is YouTube is supposed to be a place that is for creators. Therefore, it should be for people to create the things that interest them. They should be able to have free expression. I'm going to go back to, if it offends you, don't watch it.
Change the channel.
Change the channel. If what somebody says or does offends you, change the freaking channel. Don't watch it. If that is offensive to you, do not watch that. That's first and foremost. Second, why am I responsible for whether or not someone's kid hears me say a bad word? And then if I do say that my content is not for children, they penalize me by turning off my chat. That makes zero sense. You know what I mean? So I'm not policing your children. It's not my job. I raised my kids. It's not my job to raise your children. If your kids are on YouTube and your kids are watching adult themed videos, murder, mayhem, video gaming, that type of stuff, that's on you. You should be watching your children. You should be in there going, what are you watching? Block those sites. It's possible. If you can't trust your kid not to watch provocative things on YouTube, then by all means, block YouTube. But, you know, if what I say offends you, and we joke about it, hey, Mikey, uh,
In there?
no, I'll explain it to you later, honey. But, you know, if what I say offends you, then by all means, don't watch my videos. If we know there's a kid in the room and we've done it before, case in point, when I used to do Tuesday nights, there used to be a young lady who used to come in. She was about 14 or 15, I think at the time, maybe 13. She used to come in, and the minute we saw her in there, and we knew she was in there, and we had a rule, she had to tell us when she came in. Otherwise we'd block her. When she would come in, everybody knew, and we stopped. You know, whatever. If the conversation was inappropriate, then we stopped. But if the conversation was totally appropriate, you know, and there was nothing outlandish about it, then, you know, we just continued on normally. And at one point, we wanted to send her some craft supplies. And this is back, you know, when Laura and I would go on. And we told her, we said, tell your mom she needs to reach out so that, you know, we know it's okay for us to send you some craft stuff. And her mom reached out, and we were able to talk to her mom, and her mom was like, yeah, that's totally cool if you want to do that. It's awesome. And so we sent her some craft stuff so that she could, you know, hang out and play along like mixed media and stuff like that. And I want a pocket. I just don't know what I want to use for it. I want to pocket. Pocket. Let's get some paper out and see what we got. Okay. Yeah, see, no, and I'm not going to do that. I am not going to put in there that this is adult-only content. First off, that's bull crap. Okay? Because that is just feeding to the, I'm going to police your children. I'm not doing it. It's not my responsibility, not my job. You had those kids. Those are your children. I raised my kids. You get your kids under control. Yes, I know that's not a popular thing. But I'm sorry, you know, if you can't use the word sexual assault on a channel that reports on those types of things, what the hell? I said, hell, I'm going to hell. I'm such a bad person. All right, we're doing a pocket. I just want to do a corner pocket, and I don't want it to be too large. This will make a nice bottom pocket, but I want this to be my corner pocket. I just don't think that anybody should have to censor what they put on their YouTube channel. Parents should be watching their children. I mean, there's a lot of things that we can't say in our streams. But I remember there was a kid, and I say he's a kid, he was like in his 20s. He was live streaming himself playing Grand Theft Auto. Now, if you know Grand Theft Auto, you know how graphic that thing is. And all that graphic crap was in there. And YouTube did not take it down. Yeah, a lot of people need that. Hey, Tammy. A lot of people could use some common sense. So do we want to put this over here or over here? It'll work either way. I think I'm going to take a little bit more off of here. Just don't, I don't like it. It's too much. More better. Okay. But yeah, I remember there was a guy who was streaming himself playing Grand Theft Auto. And, we all know what the controversies were about that particular game. And nobody ever censored him. Like, he didn't get censored. Nobody ever took it off. They just let it go. So since I don't want to be monetized, I don't give a crap. All right. So if I put this on here and we put a tag in here, when we flip this, this is the one that flips out. So you'd have to take the paper clip off of it in order to use it. So let's just put a tab on this sucker. Yes? Yes. Okay, here we go. I got a piece of paper and let me grab a tab punch. And let's see if we can get a tab out of this piece of paper. There we go. General Gary says, just like witches and black masters. That's why I play kids games. So, can't really cuss out wizards and rotting fodder and fairies, I'm going to put this over here, though. We're going to put it like right on the edge. By the way, this is a theme in this journal. These pop open sections. Whoop. Hi, Miss Patty Ann. You're a wizard with potty mouth. What game do you play? Probably not the same one I play, I'm sure. Because what I play is a kid's game. Thank you, Miss Arlene. All right. Now, we did find another pack, and we liked it, and we wanted to use some of it. And I'm going to use this piece, I think. No, not there. Okay. We need something for this. Oh, we got to put a thing in there. Hold on, guys. Get the thing in. We need a taggy tag. Taggy tube. Tubey tube. Taggy tag. Okay, we're gonna tag. Turning the page. Yeah, I'm a giant child. We all know this. Okay, let's see. We have this. And these are kind of neat because they're like lace on the edges. I just don't know that there's anything in here we want to use, you know. That's pretty. These are all like lace cuts on the outsides. We might do a journal, couple more journal cards out of these. That's what I've been using them for. Let's put those away. Bye, honey. See you later. Get in the slide pool. Bye, Roseanne. That's why I play the one that I play. It's not so bad. Need something. Like I'm okay with this. And I like that maximum writing space, but I need something here. What time is it? It's 11:40. We got probably enough time to finish this one page. Okay, this one we could put the bee on. What are we going to use? Let's do a donut, bee house, picnic basket. Bees in a bowl. I like this one. That one's cute. Yeah. Let's do this one. Let's ink this puppy up and see if we like it. If we don't, we'll trim all that off. Can live with it now that it's dulled down a little. I hate when you can't figure out which direction you want to pull these things. There we go. Boop. Okay. So put that there. Again, this is all writing space, you know. We don't want to mess with it. We're going to put a little bit of trim on here. These one. All right, let's see. Put that right there. Watch this. No, I'm gonna here. Yeah, we're doing it. Kind of liked the numbers, but no. Okay. There is a hairy hair on my glue. Harry is to forever be a part of this journal. Right now, I need that gone. Let me grab. Didn't get rid of the numbers, it just lightened them out. And I can live with that. Uh-huh. Raccoon. It's probably that Jesse dog. No, he's always up to no good. I'm going to do this one that says Stinger. I have more of these. I just got to find them. They're in here. But like I said, I did a whole section of the journal yesterday, did the whole thing. And yeah, I'm a bit messy when I do that. And so, yeah, chit was everywhere. Did you hear that, YouTube? Chit. C-H-I-T, chit. I said chit. Seriously. One of these days, they are so gonna shut me down. Wow. Very cool. Aw. Well, that sucks. I hate when stuff that I've had for a long time gets destroyed. All right, so we are going to redo this cover. I don't want to use the big one that I have. So I'm going to be doing that. I'm taking it down to 2 1/4 for the spine, and I'm going to be doing 3/4. I just have to make some tea and tea dye because I want to use 110-pound cardstock. So what did we do today? Guys, we've got a lot of work done. We did this first page and this second page. This was a piece that we made before. This is the little file folders that I carry in my shop, the little die cut ones. So we put that in there. And then we have more writing space. Over here, we have lots of writing space. We have this nice Michelangelo quote. And then we have a journaling card tucked into the pocket. Just using this as an outline, just to give you writing space on the page. Lots of writing space here. Again, we have a tag. We're going to have to redo the back of it because it's got some smooched ink. But all writing space. Turn it over. We have a tab here that's going to open this, providing I glued it. That gives you all of this writing space. I'll fix that later. And then we'll move on to the next one. But you've got writing space and then lots of writing space. We did the same thing to this on the other side, only we made it a little less deep so that we could put the tab over here for this one. Or we could glue it down and make it a pocket for a tag. So when we're doing that, so we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pages. Damn, we booked today. So hopefully I'll have the cover done by tomorrow. Oh. Well, he shouldn't be keeping snacks on his bike like that. They should be in his pocket where he can get to them. I know I'm such a smart ass. I used to eat licorice when I rode because you could just hang it out of your mouth, you know? It was a big snack. Of course, now I couldn't eat that stuff. Oh, too much. All right, so today's Friday, so I won't be here tomorrow to work on this. Get it together, Elsa. I don't know. I've been a day behind all week. All right, so sorry about last night. I could not get my sugar straight. It was up, it was down. It went through the roof and then it crashed. So, and I was just exhausted because when your sugar crashes, your whole body shakes and it just exhausts you. So yeah. So, by the way, welcome to the first day of summer. For anybody who hasn't already been living through, 103, 104, 108 degrees outside with 30-mile-an-hour winds. Mm-hmm. So tonight we're going to be on with a craft with me. I think we are altering puzzle pieces. I don't remember, but we're going to be doing something. But I think it was puzzle pieces. And then tomorrow we have mixed media. On Sunday we have our game. Monday's video is a ticket cluster, and then Tuesday is Hubbard's birthday, and Wednesday next week, 25th, 26th, and 27th, I will be on the road. I am going to be going to Arizona. I am going to be doing some shopping for some trims, but not a lot, just a couple. I'm going to be very specific about the ones that I get this time. But I'm going to be getting some trims at my trim shop down there that I go to. And what else? And then I'm going to be hitting some thrift stores. I'm going to be shopping with Janie if she's available. I don't expect her to be, but, you know, like, it's not like, I'm coming to town, you better be free. No, if she has time, I'll be having her go do some shopping with me. And that's Janie Sills, because she lives just outside of Phoenix. And maybe I'll see Estefania Estrada when I'm down there as well, because she also lives in that area. And so if you live in the Phoenix metro area and you would like to hang out, let me know. And I will be more than happy to spend some time with you doing some stuff, you know, because it's fun hanging out with your friends and doing some shopping. You can see me speed shop. It's a wonderful thing. It's weird. Okay, let's be honest. It's weird. So I will be back tonight, and we'll be doing some altered puzzle pieces, I believe. And I'm just going to put all of this paper in one big bag, I think. You know, because there's a lot of it. I'm just going to put it in here for now. Putting it in here. Here we go. Closing this up. Today's the day it all goes back into the big bag, so I guess I don't use it for the next couple of days. But in the meantime, it's a pain in the butt. It's on my desk. I hate stuff on my desk. So, yeah, I definitely will be attempting to see Miss Janie while I'm down there. And like I said, maybe Steph. And so if you're in that area and you would like to hang out, you got some time available while I'm on the road. Hi, Chris. Let me know. I smell my hubber. So if you're new here and I have not yet offended you, give me a chance. Go ahead and subscribe, because eventually I will offend you. It's kind of what I do. It's not really intentional. It just happens. You know, kind of like, it's not my fault I was drawn this way. But yeah, check that out and go. I don't know if they're calling it the community tab, the post tab, announcements. I don't know what YouTube is calling it this week, but it's really messing with me. So just go up there and look and see if there's something that looks like it might have something in it other than videos and shorts. Hit it. And there's probably a list in there that tells you everything that I got going on as far as videos, free classes, when I'm traveling, where I'm traveling, you know, all of that stuff. It's all in there. And what else? Check out you can also get that list on Facebook if you want to check out my Ko-Fi and my Patreon if you'd like to support the channel. Until I see you again, stay well, my friends. Stay hydrated. Stay cool. Love you. Bye. I'll offend you eventually, Patty Ann, I promise.